in a world that judges quickly, some stories deserve to be heard. She had to choose her father's life, or the animal she loved like a brother. She let him go, but years later, something unforgettable came back. In a small farming town outside Chiang Rai, in northern Thailand, there lived a 13-year-old girl named Anya. She was small for her age, sun-browned from long days in the fields. Her slippers were worn thin. But her heart was impossibly strong. After her mother passed away from illness, it was just Anya and her father against the world. And the only thing that kept their rice field alive was a massive gray water buffalo named Cam. Cam was not just livestock. He was strength in the mud. He was breath in the early morning mist. He was the quiet companion who listened when no one else could. At night, when the cicadas hummed and the air cooled over the paddies, Anya would sit beside him. "I'll study hard," she would whisper into his thick neck. "One day I'll build a better house for father. You'll have the biggest field to run in." Cam would exhale slowly, warm and steady. And somehow, she always felt understood. One afternoon, beneath a burning sun, her father collapsed in the middle of the rice field. Anya dropped the rope she was holding. "Father." He was breathing, but barely. At the provincial hospital in Chiang Mai, the doctor's voice was calm, but heavy. "He needs heart surgery. Without it, he may not survive another attack." The cost, more than they would earn in 5 years. Anya stared at the floor. There was no savings, no jewelry, no land to sell. There was only Cam. That evening, she sat in the barn. Her fingers trembled as they traced the curve of Cam's horn. "I don't want to lose you," she whispered, "but I can't lose him." Tears fell onto the hay. "I promise, this isn't goodbye forever." Cam shifted, pressing his forehead gently against her shoulder. If love had a sound, it would have been that quiet breath between them. The next morning, a livestock trader arrived. He examined Cam, checked his hooves, pressed his muscles. "He's strong," the man said. "I'll give you a fair price." There is no fair price for something that holds your childhood. When they led Cam away, Anya ran after him. She wrapped her arms around his thick neck one last time. "Come back to me," she sobbed. "Please remember me." And for a moment, the buffalo stopped walking. He turned his head and looked at her. The surgery was successful. Her father lived, but survival came with silence. The barn felt empty. The mornings felt heavier. The rice field felt endless. Without Cam, the plow moved slowly. Anya pulled ropes herself. Her hands blistered. Her shoulders burned. She worked before sunrise, studied after dark. Sometimes she fell asleep on her books. Sometimes she cried quietly so her father wouldn't hear. But she never complained, because she had made her choice, and love had demanded it. Time reshaped her. Anya grew taller, stronger, quieter. Her grades rose. Her father slowly regained his health. But every time she passed the old barn, her chest tightened. She never stopped looking at buffalo in the distance, just in case. Every year, during the harvest celebration, the town hosted a buffalo strength competition. Animals from neighboring provinces were brought in. Huge, muscular, decorated with ribbons. Anya didn't plan to attend that year. But her father insisted. "You've worked too hard," he said. "Come breathe for a day." The field buzzed with laughter and music. And then she saw him, larger now, broader, his horns longer and polished, but on his left hind leg, a faint crescent-shaped scar. Her breath caught. No, her heart began to race. "Cam," she whispered. The buffalo, in the middle of pulling a heavy sled, froze. His ears twitched. The crowd murmured. Slowly he turned his head. Their eyes met, and the world went silent. The handler tried to tug him forward, but Cam refused to move. Instead, he stepped away from the sled and walked toward her, through the noise, through the crowd, straight to Anya. People gasped. "Does he know her?" Someone whispered. When he reached her, he lowered his massive head, the same way he used to. Anya pressed her forehead against him and broke I kept my promise, she cried. I never forgot you. The new owner approached. You're the girl, he said quietly. She nodded, unable to speak. He's never been fully calm, the man admitted. Strong, yes, but always watching the horizon. Like he's waiting. He studied her. Tear-filled face. Take him, the man said. She... blink it. What? Some bonds don't belong in markets. No payment. The man shook his head. I think he already paid for your father's life. When Cam stepped back into their yard, Anya's father covered his mouth. I thought I'd never see him again, he whispered. That night, the barn was no longer empty. The air felt full. Anya lay in the grass beside Cam as the sun set. You came back, she whispered. Or maybe she realized love never truly left. Word of the reunion spread. Someone posted a short video online. A buffalo stopping mid-competition to walk to a crying girl. Within days, it went viral. Millions watched. People around the world commented. Animals never forget. This made me cry. That's real love. A local agricultural foundation reached out. They offered Anya a scholarship to study sustainable farming. You have heart, they said, and heart changes communities. Years later, Anya returned to her village, not just as a farmer's daughter, but as an agricultural graduate. She helped modernize irrigation, improved crop yields, taught other families. And Cam, he no longer pulled heavy loads. He roamed freely in green fields. Sometimes children would gather around him, and Anya would tell them, he once saved my father, and then he came back to remind me that love doesn't disappear. Sometimes the hardest choices are the ones made in silence. Sometimes love means letting go. And sometimes, when your sacrifice is pure, life finds a way to return what you gave. Not because you demanded it, but because your heart was never selfish. If you had to sell the one thing you loved most to save your family, would you? And if it walked back into your life years later, would you call it coincidence? Or would you finally believe that love, real love, never forgets?